everybody, and welcome back to episode 62 of Telepathy. I personally am vibing with the number 62. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
It's,
It could be
yeah,
better, but I think
it's
it's
a good
fine.
even number. I'm excited for 64. 64 sounds really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe we're already like this high in numbers.
Right.
Like to think that we've spent probably about 64 hours just like sitting and talking into a microphone with each other is crazy.
I know, like it's a little bit concerning, but also like kind of an accomplishment, you know? But okay, so we're kind of vibing with 62, but I'm personally really vibing with the episode topic for today.
Yes, it's gonna be really fun. Our idea, I don't know how this came to me, but I was like, this would be interesting to talk about. So, Brat Summer, or Brat in general, killed the clean girl aesthetic.
Literally,
Um,
this idea came to you in a dream, which okay, you should talk about your telepathy dreams.
Yes, I will. I had a dream. So I think last night I was texting Enzo like about what time we were gonna record, like right before I went to bed. So
hmm
then I fell asleep and had multiple podcast related dreams. One of them was that we forgot the camp question and we got like 20 minutes into the episode and then we were like, wait, we forgot to do the camp
That's
question,
probably happened
which would like
before.
never happen in real life.
Well,
I
true.
don't
Well,
know.
we've probably gone 20 minutes into the episode and we didn't intentionally skip the camp question. We were just rambling and it literally got to 20
We just
minutes and we
hadn't
still
gotten
hadn't
to
done
it
it
yet.
yet.
Which we're literally like projected to do in this episode.
Yeah, we're looking good so far for that.
Yeah. And then my second dream was more like generic, but it had to do with my podcast equipment. It was a dream where I was like, I had to pack a bunch of things for something. I don't know where I was going, but I literally like almost forgot my microphone and my pop filter in
Oh
the
my
dream.
gosh.
And then I had to shove it into like a tote bag.
If you're experiencing podcast related anxiety, please let us know because telepathy is here to support you. I'm just kidding, but I feel like I have so many dreams all the time about, a flight being in 20 minutes and I'm just now packing and everybody's waiting for me and I'm running late. Like I have dreams about running late
Yeah.
and then those dreams come true a lot, honestly.
Yeah. And your family was in the dream. Like it was my family and your family traveling somewhere. And I think
Oh,
it was on an airplane. But in the dream, my room was just like filled with stuff. And I kept like searching through it and being like, oh, wait, I forgot this. I forgot this. And I was like, why am I? It was like I was packing for college, but like bringing it all on an airplane, basically, which is a
right.
lot of
If
stuff.
we actually brought our equipment to record on a trip with our families, Killian and Kirk would hate us so much. They'd be like, "Why are you guys recording the podcast on a trip?" Like,
Yeah,
so
literally.
the
That's
story
so
the story
true.
is not historically accurate, but okay, wow, I almost said Brat cleaned the kill girl aesthetic. Brat killed the clean girl aesthetic.
Well, we have to do the camp
Oh yeah,
question
we're
first.
not gonna skip the camp question. I was just coming back to like what started this rant, which was the
Oh,
episode
oh.
title. And we'll get to it. Don't
Oh,
worry. Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah.
We're not gonna rant too
Yeah,
much.
basically, like, I just thought it would be interesting. I don't really know how the idea sparked, but I was like, oh, actually, I think it could have been. Okay, I think it was. So I was watching Nicole Raffy's Brat,
Oh,
online,
chronically online girl video.
chronically online girl discusses Brat lore because I haven't like watched her videos in a while and I was kind of catching up on some of those. Um, and she said it might have been this video that she said like brat like the kind of like brat messy girl aesthetic is kind of overtaking the clean girl aesthetic, but I went back into the video and I looked through the transcript and I like couldn't find where she said that, and I wasn't going to watch like a 40-minute video over again to find that part. So I'm going to attribute the idea partly to her, but I'm not totally sure.
Correct. It might be inspired by Nicole Raffi, but honestly, a lot of things that we do are inspired. Wow, I'm like struggling to speak today. A lot of the things that we do are inspired by Nicole Raffi, so it would make sense anyway. But and we'll get into it. But I guess we'll start off with the Kim question, so Anna doesn't have a nightmare about forgetting it again.
Yes. Oh, okay. I just thought of a new one actually on the fly.
Oh, okay.
Name, name, age, and what's your favorite remix from Brad so far? Because she announced the remix album coming out in
Oh
October.
my gosh, I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Okay, so let me just talk a little. Okay, well, first, hi, I'm Enzo. I'm 17. Of course, I love Billy. I'm a ride or die, you know what I mean? But I don't know if Gas is my number one. Like, the whole music video is, like, so, like, hot and everything, though, so it's like, I don't know. But, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm about to say this. That Addison Rae remix, I don't I c wait, okay, but I love the Lorde one because there's something so we've never seen something so mature in pop music as the Girl So
Mhm.
Confusing Let's Work It On the remix with Lorde. It's so good, but also the Addison Rae one. Addison Rae sounds good. It's they really just transformed the song into something entirely different. And so I feel like I'm gonna have to go with the Von Dutch remix with Addison Rae.
Mhm.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but they just completely transformed the song and it's so good. That is my answer and I'm sticking with it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think that's a good answer. My name's Anna. I'm 21. I I was just like analyzing my thoughts on this because I'm not totally sure, but technically Guess is like one of my favorite songs on the album, but I think I prefer the original to the Billie Eilish remix. Like the Billie Eilish remix is amazing, like almost equally it's amazing, but like I kind of just like it with Charlie alone. Um I love Lord, but I don't know, like I never really like connected with that remix so much, but honestly, the new remix with Troye Sivan of Talk
Talk
Talk,
talk.
I think it's so good. It's like it kind of like changed the song for me because I feel like that song kind of got redundant after a while, but now I'm like the way there's something in the remix where it goes like dun 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 and it's like that like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and like when I heard that I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good." Um it's just like yeah, like I think that's my favorite, but that's also kind of recency bias because that just came out like 3 days ago.
That's true.
Um, it's the one that I've like been the most excited about when it came out, I feel
Right. I
like.
love Troye Sivan. Honestly, there was some slander I saw in the comment section when she announced it. Everyone was like, I thought it was Dua Lipa or where is blah blah this? And I'm like, y'all are so ungrateful. Like, this is Troye Sivan. Like, give Troye Sivan his flowers. But
Yeah.
the thing
And
is,
now that she announced the remix album, like I'm sure a lot of those people will be on it.
right. But I think with Guess, it's kind of just another added verse. And same with The Girl So Confusing with Lord. But
Mhm.
Von Dutch and also Talk Talk now, that they're just completely transformed. Like it's not even a remix, like just an added verse. It is
Right.
completely remixed. And there's something so cool about it.
I
And,
agree.
you know, got a lot to say about my debut. You know what I mean? Addison Ray, I see you.
Yeah, literally. No, it's funny. The other day, I had just listened to Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae like when we went to the beach and we were listening to that in the
It's
car.
so good.
And I was like, "Oh, why is it so
Why
good?"
is
And
it
then
good?
so I added it to my September playlist and it hadn't really come up in the playlist again until like 2 days ago. I was driving to the grocery store and it was playing and I was like, oh, this is so good. And then like 2 hours later, my friend Lily texted me and was like, why is Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae so good? And I was like, wait, I was just thinking of that earlier.
Don't let
Um,
Addison Ray having her origins on TikTok stop you from absolutely jamming out to Diet Pepsi.
yeah, like I totally should be a hater of this circumstance, but I'm totally not.
And why does it feel
Also,
authentic? I don't want to go on a rant, but like, why does this not feel that like you could kind of tell if somebody was trying
yeah,
to fit this hyper pop, like pop girl aesthetic, but with Addison Ray, it feels so natural.
yeah. I feel like Dixie D'Amelio is a good example of like a way that happened. But she didn't really go hyper pop, but she went pop, and it like just didn't turn out good. Whereas Addison Rae, like it feels so right.
Right. Like, I feel like somebody wasn't just telling her, okay, you need to make music. And she was like, ugh, okay. She got up with
Hmm.
those jeans and she was like, rent is due. I can't believe I'm
Yeah,
saying this. Not that I like feel like I should be hating on Addison Rae. Like I feel like I shouldn't just hate on somebody, but I can't believe I'm saying Addison Rae's rent is due and she delivered. Her rent is not due.
yeah,
She's probably like a millionaire, but you know what I mean. Okay, moving on.
yeah.
Music and
Wait,
TV.
wait.
Oh, okay.
Also,
No,
wait.
go.
I have one theory that I want to say because I feel like Chapel Roan will be on the remix album because everyone's been like wanting that, and I think it would be really good. And I think she's gonna be on the song "Hello Goodbye."
Okay.
Um, it just I was listening to it and I was like, I can so see Chapel Roan singing the verses of this
Hmm.
song. So hopefully that theory will hold up.
What about like
Um,
M Mean Girls featuring Nicki Minaj? Or what about just like featuring
oh
Nicki
my
Minaj?
gosh,
Somebody had to say it, and of course it was gonna
that
be
would be
me.
so good.
Okay, music and TV shout out. I have a
Wait,
lot.
why could I, sorry, why could I have
No,
seen her in,
let's this episode is about Brat, so it is relevant.
yeah, why could I have seen Nicki Minaj in Talk Talk? Like, talk to me in Spanish, talk to
Hey
me in
yo, talk to
French.
me in Spanish, talk to me in French. Get some haterade, get your thirst quenched. Oh, anyways, guys, the music shout out.
Yeah, literally. Okay, so do you want to go first?
Sure, I'm shouting out two songs. I was originally gonna shout out four, but then I was like, okay, I can't do that. So Paris 3 by the Oracle Sisters. They opened up for Declan McKenna back in June of last year, and they're so good. They're so good. So, of course, I have to
I
shout
need
that
to
out.
listen to them more.
No, I've been listening to them so much more this week, and it's they're so good. Okay, the next one is Ballet by The Garden, their new song. It's so cool because so
Yes.
I have a constant predicament where I don't know what kind of drums I like better, if I like acoustic drums or if I love some good electronic drums. And this song goes back and forth between the very much rock, like heavy acoustic drums, and then back and forth between that and kind of this electronic dance music vibe. And so it's literally just my two
Hmm.
personalities in one song, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really good. I've only listened to it once, but I need to listen to it again. Um,
Yes.
my music shout out is so I hadn't listened to my Discover Weekly in a while, and then like one day, like a week or two ago, I finally decided to listen to it because I needed some new music, and new music I got. Um,
Correct.
it's this song called "Nice Mover" by Gina X Performance, and she's like a set like late 70s, early 80s. It's like it's not really quite disco. It's almost like electro pop. I was trying to look into it because I was like, "What is this?"
Okay.
But they say it's electro pop. Um, and she's German apparently. Um, but it's like this I don't know, the song is so good. It's very catchy and like different. So I've kind of been getting into that genre now. I've found like a few more artists that are kind of similar, and that's like that basically uh encapsulates my entire September playlist right
I
now.
love how musically you're just conquering every European country one by one. And we're
No,
going
I
like
know.
London, there was Ireland, now we're in Germany.
Yeah, and also shout out to the one of our listeners from Germany.
Okay.
I know she's listening to this because she told me that she listens to every episode, and I was like, "How did you even
Oh my
find
gosh,
us?" Like,
hello. We love
I'm
you.
confused. But she gave me like German music recommendations but those were more like in the German language, whereas this like Gina X Performance is just German, but she speaks in English or
Right.
she sings in English.
You should start listening to Måneskin and conquer Italy.
Yes, I've already conquered Italy a little bit. I do have an Italy playlist, but um, that's more like
Older,
what's the
classical.
word? Yeah, the classical Italian music. But
Correct.
yes.
Okay, any exciting week recaps
Um,
before we get into the meat or the the tofurkey of this episode? I was thinking of a funny,
the
like a vegan meat
tofurkey.
alternative until we get into the Impossible
Wait,
Burger of this
that should
episode.
become a thing. We should start saying that. Like, I want to copyright. Like, I want that to be our saying. Like,
I
let's get
agree.
into the tofurkey of this
But every time
episode.
we switch it up,
Yes. Oh my gosh. My week recap is just that I started classes finally, and it's been like a fun week. Like, I've seen a lot of my friends, and all my projects are really fun so far. So I think it'll be a good quarter.
yeah, school is still, it's getting hard and ugh. I wouldn't say I'm struggling just yet. I'm still trying to stay afloat and I'm doing an okay job at getting my assignments done and all of that and just staying on top of things. So we're hoping to keep it that way because I'm not trying to fall behind and be all stressed and overwhelmed. But this week,
Mm-hmm.
I need to get better with scheduling myself better, just with theater, work, school, etc. Because this week I was like, I need a clone. I need a clone. But it's okay.
I need a clone too. Like right now for me it's manageable and also I want to talk about the fact that I still haven't re-downloaded social media really. Like I downloaded it yesterday for like a minute for some reason. I forget why. I had to like do something on there.
Right.
Or no, I think I just like was bored. I downloaded it for yeah.
It's okay. We
Um
don't have to know that.
and but still other than that, I've only gone on Instagram just like to check up on it on my computer. Just to be like, did my friends post anything? But it's really only once a day or once every other day, and I just like don't think about Instagram anymore, which is amazing. And I've gotten so much more work done.
Love that.
My screen time has been down to like my screen time has literally been down to like an hour and a half, which is unheard
No,
of for
that's
me.
great, especially since you use your phone for so many other things like GPS, Spotify, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you can get it down
Yeah.
is crazy. I've been pretty good with sticking to my 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. downtime with social media and just a few other apps. At least during the weekdays, sometimes during the weekend, like yesterday, I kind of checked up on Instagram during the day, but I was like, it's the weekend, you know? So I've been pretty good with that. Only thing is with school, I feel like my computer literally doesn't even make it through the day. I don't have to recharge it because I just have to do so many things on there. So I'm still
Mm-hmm.
definitely getting my screen time, just not entirely willingly. So that's good at least, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so Brat Summer and
Yes,
what's now becoming Brat Autumn and just the year of Brat in general.
true.
So I guess, or I don't even know where to start with this, but I guess we could start with the clean girl
I was gonna
aesthetic,
say
which
that.
started, yeah, because so that started, I would say, in like early 2022. I
I think
literally Googled
so.
like when did the clean
Oh,
girl
okay.
aesthetic start, and and I was like, I was gonna guess early 2022, and
Guess.
I was yes, guess. Um,
Guess.
and that's kind of been ending recently, and I've even noticed that in my school. Like, I've seen some people who have typically been clean girl
Hmm.
people, and they've gotten slightly more, not messy girl, but like they're not wearing the slicked back ponytail anymore.
Right.
Which I think is like one of the prime features of the clean girl aesthetic. So,
Hmm.
do you want to talk about your thoughts on the clean girl aesthetic?
Sure. Okay. So I don't like the clean girl aesthetic. I'm just gonna get
Wait, should we talk a little bit more about what it is, like in
okay, yeah,
case
that's actually
there's
so true.
somebody?
Because okay, so I would say the clean girl aesthetic once again, beginning of 2022. And okay, this is how I view the clean girl aesthetic. If you want to give your definition after, but I feel like it's more minimal, natural makeup. You know,
Mm-hmm.
instead of matte foundation or just really baddie glam makeup, you know, very much understated, glowy, dewy skin, you know, like slick back ponytail, like you were
Yes.
saying. What are some other things? I'd say just more chill music. Definitely. Okay, what would somebody, this is gonna sound so cringy, what would somebody practicing the clean girl aesthetic do on a Friday night versus brat aesthetic?
The clean girl aesthetic is definitely more like the slow YouTube like night routine in my life, like light a candle, do I don't know, like read, make dinner, like meal prep for the week, stuff like that.
Right. And I feel like brat is gonna be, think of like a Tana Mojo vlog.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think of, like her going to like Turks and Caicos, which can I just say that was a really entertaining video from like a year ago or something. And Anna met Tana Mojo. I cannot believe that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I literally feel like an imposter because I'm like the least person who should have met her. Like I know nothing about her. And so I feel bad
It's
that I'm the
okay.
one who
It's
met her out of
okay.
everyone, but it was still very fun. So
I
like
feel like it's better to acknowledge that than to be like pretending suddenly.
yeah, like oh my gosh, I've loved her my whole
Oh my gosh,
life.
I love you so much.
Yeah. But yeah, like the clean girl aesthetic is also very like you smell really good all the time. You like have really
Uh-huh.
fancy perfume, like fresh
Fresh
vibe. And
femme.
then I feel like that's yeah, and I feel like that's slowly transitioned. Like I feel like we got a bit of the coquette aesthetic in like 2023, which is still there, but not like the biggest aesthetic right now, I feel like. And then turning into the brat, like messy girl aesthetic, which actually I'm, I think it, people have already been calling it messy girl aesthetic, but I also saw, like, I searched brat aesthetic on Pinterest, and then there was a Pinterest post that had like a kind of an aesthetic graphic thing, and it said messy girl era.
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, okay, so that's what we're calling it for sure.
Also, I think it's so funny because we've absolutely done an episode that was saying not everything has to be an aesthetic. And now here we are talking about
Yeah.
clean girl versus brat. But it actually is interesting because culturally, I feel like we have shifted, reality shifting. No, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
we have moved on. And now I'll see the things where I feel like now it's romanticized to be a party girl. But the thing is, did Brat Summer actually
365 Patty
happen?
Girl.
I don't know if I just don't have a life, but did was Brat Summer actually a universal experience for people? Because well, and I know Brat Summer can be like different things, like just driving down the road with the windows down, blasting some club music, that's Brat, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
in terms of going to the clubs and all of that, like did y'all actually have that summer? Because well, obviously I said I was 17 at the beginning of the episode, so that's pretty self-explanatory, but me personally
Yeah.
did not have a
I
Brat
would
club summer.
say it depends on where you live because I think literally I feel so grateful to have lived in LA during Brat Summer.
Okay,
Like
that's so
that.
true. I was
Oh my
in North
gosh.
Carolina. Like, say that one more
Yeah,
time, you
because
know?
yeah, because you could feel the Brat Summer in LA. Like I totally had a Brat Summer. And like I honestly didn't go to did
Guess.
I didn't go to a single club in LA, which is sad because I like had hoped to. It just like things kept coming up or like we kept doing other things. I don't know. But I was gonna go also the Brat night. Definitely Brat nights being in a lot of the clubs going around the country was a thing. And me and my friend we were gonna go to a Brat night and we got all ready and we drove there and the line was like wrapped around half of the building.
Hmm.
And my friend had been to this venue before and she was like, there's no way we're gonna get in tonight. Like, there's too many people. So we ended up going somewhere else.
Right.
But like, I so still wish I could have gone to a Brat night, which there might be more opportunities for that since Brat Autumn is becoming a thing.
I'm so,
But
what is
yeah.
fall gonna be like with Brat? Do you know what I mean? I feel like fall is never,
Hmm.
fall is when the clean girl aesthetic comes out from the shadows. People who aren't normally, like clean girl aesthetic, as soon as the pumpkin spice arrives and the leaves are changing colors, I feel like
Mm,
everybody turns into that sort of fall girly. And so I'm wondering what that's
yeah.
gonna look like with Brat. The way the world is
I feel like
like
there's
there's way bigger issues in the world. I mean, like I wonder what the fall is gonna look like with Brat, but it's just
I
it's
know.
this is
That's
what I
so
think
true.
about.
Okay, the way I think of it is like clean girl is to Christian girl autumn as brat aesthetic is to like more of the grungy fall 90s aesthetic of
Oh,
like
I can absolutely get
messy
behind that.
hair and
S-
like oversized sweaters, like cable knit, like but in like flannels, baggy jeans
Okay, so where are you on the
of
spectrum?
the clean girl to brat
Right,
aesthetic.
or to the Christian Girl Autumn, to the like in this analogy, where do you think you lie?
I think I lie somewhere in the middle. Like I like to think of myself as more of a brat aesthetic than a clean girl, but truly I don't think I outwardly what's the word? I don't outwardly express that as much as I feel like I do.
Right. I honestly don't like the clean girl aesthetic, at least for myself, because I mean, if you've ever seen my makeup, I don't like I love foundation and stuff, and I don't wear makeup as a way to try to be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna put a little bit of mascara on so nobody notices, so I think that my eyelashes are just naturally like this." I don't ever do makeup
Mhm.
with that intention necessarily. I will glue on a whole lash knowing damn well there's nothing natural looking about this, but it's fun and I like it.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm trying to sound so quirky and different, but I feel like I'm more towards the brat kind of, I don't know, I feel like my pace of life is not slow enough for the clean girl aesthetic. And that's definitely something that I wish I had a slower pace and could be like reset routine and all of this, but
Mhm.
I do feel like it's very much in my nature to just be running around. Maybe things are a little messy here and there. And like a little bit chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's just where I am at this point in my life, but I feel like and maybe one day I will achieve this clean girl aesthetic lifestyle, but at this point in time, I fear that's not
I
happening.
feel like I've never really liked the clean girl aesthetic, but I also kind of associate clean girl with like mean girl. I don't really
Yeah, no, the clean girl aesthetic is
know
not,
why.
it's not all
Um,
angels, you know what I mean? It sounds so weird.
it's very it gives it gives off like you're super rich and you have like the money to spend on
Right. It's like,
stuff like skincare and stuff. Like I've never I feel like skincare is a huge thing in the clean girl aesthetic, and I've
wait,
never been into skincare.
I'm about to throw a very, I don't know how this is gonna land, but dare I say it's performative minimalism? I don't know. I just pulled that out of my brain
Yes.
and I don't know
Wait.
what that means, but
Yes.
it's like this
Yes.
idea of trying to be like, oh, I'm so minimalistic and clean and all of that, when in reality, your hyaluronic acid serum that you're putting on your skin was $85 from Sephora. And it's like, okay, Miss Clean Girl. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's consumerism. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I definitely agree with that. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of the clean girl aesthetic does have like that ten steps skincare routine, and I've never been into skincare really. And then my makeup has kind of just always stayed the same. Like, I feel like I don't usually follow a trend with makeup.
Hmm.
I just have my set thing that I know works for me, and I'm like literally minimalistic with my makeup. Like I literally have one of everything and it's all what I use every day cuz I'm not going to go spend so much money on makeup that I don't even end up using.
Yeah.
So I definitely like the brat aesthetic more because I feel like it's more fun, and it's also just, the associations with the music, and also the associations with like the summer that I had. Like I'm gonna look back in 20 years or whatever and be listening to Brat and be like the fact that I get to associate Brat with living in LA
Hmm.
is just like really awesome. Yeah, I mean, I would say right now I'm falling more into like the coquette aesthetic because I've worn a lot more like lacy things recently and like bows. I wear bows like every day now. So I would say I'm definitely like, I don't even know if I'm on the spectrum between clean girl and brat girl. I don't have the money to be spending on like buying stuff for a whole new trend every like half of a year, you know?
Yeah. I can't get behind that. And I just don't have the energy nor the financial place to just be throwing all this money everywhere just to be like clean girl aesthetic. Also, I don't know if you relate to this, but I feel like, and I'm not trying to sound really stuck up and annoying, but I don't really associate Lana Del Rey with the kind of 1950s Americana aesthetic that a lot of people want to associate her
Mm-hmm.
with. Maybe just for me, because I just love listening to a lot of stuff from Lana's discography from like all over the place from different albums. So for me, it doesn't feel like just one aesthetic. And I don't know, Lana Del Rey is
Yeah.
just some really nice chill fall music, but she also has some really good summer songs and just, there's a lot. So I feel like this whole coquette Lana aesthetic, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
not like when I consider myself a Lana fan, I don't feel like I'm in that realm. I feel like I'm more just, I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm trying to sound so quirky and different, and that is not the
I
goal.
feel like I never see Lana as like matching that aesthetic, but it's almost like her fans have created this aesthetic,
Right.
like, or not even her fans, it's like the stereotypical person who listens to Lana Del Rey will dress like this.
Hmm.
And that was like accurate back in like it's they kind of were like the Tumblr era aesthetic. And that became a thing. Now it's like people are dressing like that because her original fans dressed like that, not because Lana dressed like that
Hmm.
herself.
No, because if you think about
Um,
the 2014 Tumblr, like the ultraviolence, I feel like was Doc Martens and fishnets and stuff like that. And this feels very opposite to that. And so I feel like I kind of see Lana as all
yeah.
of these things and not just one of them. I feel like, and that just goes to show, I feel like
Yeah,
she's
I
a very
agree.
versatile and talented artist. But, oh, I just love Lana.
Yeah. I think the true coquette person is Leve. Like
Okay.
okay, I've just been like getting way more into Leve recently, partly because like a year ago her album came out.
Mhm.
And so then when I was like unpacking for school this year, I was like reminded of when I was unpacking for school last year listening to her new album. So I was listening to it again and I've just been like listening to her a lot. And then
Yes.
she was also on Jake Shane's podcast recently.
Oh, yeah, I think you sent me that or something.
Yes, you have to listen to that episode because it's like the best thing I've ever heard. And she's just so like smart and like so like sweet too. She's just
Right.
very like I just want to be
No,
her.
the first time
And
I heard
so
Dreamer and I started the album, I transcended. I was like, this is
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and so I feel like she's the true like coquette forerunner of the past few
And
years
even like
because
Claro maybe
she
too.
does wear the bows and stuff. Yeah, true, Claro, for sure.
Charm is so good.
But I know that like yes, it is. Oh my gosh, I love Claro. We've just gotten so much good music this year.
I know. I'm
Um,
so excited for Spotify Wrapped. And I need to not
Same.
just think about that all year because it only sums up a small amount, but I'm just excited for those playlists where it's like, here are all the songs you listened to this year, and it's gonna be so nostalgic and
Yes.
oh, I love so much.
So I feel like we should talk a bit more about the brat aesthetic. Like, what is it? What is it?
Okay,
Um,
what is brat?
so
Hola, soy Dora. Can you tell me what brat is?
So, okay, this is interesting. So, when I was doing research on the clean girl aesthetic and like the death of the clean girl aesthetic, um, some article I read said it's still popular, but some say it's overstayed its welcome, which is true. It's been around for like 2 years now.
Okay,
And that the trend is being replaced by the mob wife aesthetic.
what is
And
the
I was like,
mob
what's the
wife
mob wife?
aesthetic?
Yeah, I was like, what's the mob wife aesthetic? Because I haven't personally really heard much about people saying that they're dressing mob wife now. But it's very much like the big updos, fur coats, like pearl necklaces, and like rich. I don't really know what era, but I'm gonna say like 1950s,
Okay,
19 yeah, 1960s
mob
maybe,
wife.
like
Hmm.
rich. And I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense going into Brat because Brat is also big hair, not big updos, but big messy hair. Like Charlie's current like
Mm-hmm.
picture is just like, the super poofy curly hair. Um, Also, the fur coats, definitely. Because fur coats are in Mob Wife, and then fur coats are also in Brat. Like, Charlie has been wearing so many fur coats
Mm-hmm.
in a lot
Probably
of her
faux fur.
promos.
Because I feel like faux fur is
Yeah,
brat. Real fur is not brat.
yeah, for sure. Um, and like,
Real fur is Cruella de Vil. Waiting for the
yes.
Cruella de Vil core to co oh my gosh, I could so see honestly, our society is so unpredictable. I could so see 2 years from now, it's like aesthetic or something to like wear fur.
Yeah.
Which don't make that happen. Okay, continue,
Which,
sorry.
I mean, the faux fur could definitely become more prominent since Charlie is like pioneering that right now. Or not pioneering it, but re-pioneering it. Well, I don't know.
Right.
Um, but yeah, overall, Brat is just like obviously Brat is like a big party album. It's very nuanced too. It has the very deep songs. It's just a great album overall. Like it is very like comprehensive.
Vlana on I Might Say Something
But the like
Stupid.
overarching
Wait, do you
yes.
see that vision? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Yes, I
might
could so
say
see that. Like,
something
I
stupid.
might say something stupid. Yes.
And you hear that
Oh
like
my gosh, that would
subtle
be so
wait.
good.
Okay, sorry. I keep interrupting. Go on.
Wait. Oh my gosh, the remix album is gonna be so good.
I'm just so excited.
Like, if you've seen the videos of Charlie at her boiler room sets or her like birthday party, which fun fact, I literally could have been at her birthday party. I was across the street somewhere else. Not gonna
I
get
know
over
if you
that,
went to
but
that though, I think like not to sound like jealous, but I probably would have had to take a week to like not be on speaking terms.
yeah, I would have had to take a week to just
Purely out of
like
jealousy, I will admit, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm
no,
kidding. That would have
yeah.
been so fun
I
though.
would have had to take I would have had to take a week to just process that like my life will never be the same again and that it will only go downhill from there.
Right.
Um
I wouldn't actually be jealous. I would be
that
so
could
happy for
have
you because Charlie XCX's birthday party.
I know. Okay, imagine with like the year I've already had, imagine that being the cherry on top. I don't
Oh,
think I'd be able to come down from it.
insane.
Um,
Insane.
but yeah. Also, I wanted to talk about the fact that everyone is like the indie sleaze aesthetic is coming back. Have you heard about everyone saying that that aesthetic is coming back?
I feel like I've only heard the Spotify playlist called Indie Sleaze.
Okay, indie sleaze is like the 2012 Tumblr that you're
Okay, wait, let me
picturing,
search this
like
up
the
really fast just to get a
fishnets.
good fishnets. Okay, I've been
Search
waiting for
like
fishnets to come back.
and okay, indie sleaze is like kind of brat in a way where it's very like club based and it's like what you would wear to the club, but you wear it all the time. And it's also just like the dirty, like you could associate it with like smoking cigarettes or like
Okay.
listening like Arctic Monkeys,
Oh, looking at my Arctic Monkeys
The
posters right now.
Killers, and a lot of the like indie artists of the early 2010s dressed in indie sleaze styles. So like for example, like MGMT, if you watch all their
Mm-hmm.
interviews, like I have, they're dressed in kind of that like kind of messy hair, stuff like that. So the reason that indie sleaze, people are saying indie sleaze is back, is because okay, so the song Guess is
Guess.
produced by the Dare.
Oh.
Guess.
Sorry.
So you know the Dare.
Yes.
He produced Guess, and then he sings Girls. Like I like the girls that do
Uh-huh.
drugs, girls with cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just came out with a new album like a week ago. Or no, like 2 days ago. I don't remember actually. And now everyone is saying that he's so indie sleaze and that like indie sleaze revival
Okay.
is coming. That's kind of associated with Brat because Brat kind of gave the traction to the Dare, which has revived indie sleaze a
This
little
is so
bit.
funny.
Does that?
Like I'm trying to like zoom out on this conversation and it's really funny because earlier I was saying, "Oh my gosh, I've been waiting for fishnets to come back." And I feel like I don't follow trends like this closely. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm sounding like this
Mm-hmm.
whole aesthetic thing is actually really funny because why is there like literally a substance accompanying an aesthetic? Do you know what I mean? Like that's so funny to be like,
Yeah.
brat is like so like vague. It's like what? But also, okay, what I will say though
Yeah.
of brat versus the clean girl aesthetic, I feel like brat is way more inclusive and like accessible. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of the clean girl aesthetic is associated with money or just hyper femininity and stuff like that. But brat,
Uh-huh.
I kind of love like a trashy girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and Brat's just about like anyone being able to go out and like party, you know,
Right. Like I feel like the
but
brat
also
aesthetic
have like
isn't
deep
gay
things to talk
kept.
about.
Do you know what I mean? Like somebody watching
Yeah.
Netflix on a Friday night, that's still brat.
Like literally anyone above the age of 28, 30 listening to this podcast is going to be like what the
Oh my
heck?
gosh, no, could you imagine
But
like Abraham Lincoln
that's so
listening to this
true.
episode? He'd be like, "What is brat?"
Abraham Lincoln. Oh my
Abraham
gosh.
Lincoln,
Okay, like yeah,
what
like
is brat?
me sitting in my bed right now wearing like a skirt recording a podcast, that is Brat.
That would
Like
send
anything
Thomas
can be Brat,
Jefferson into a coma.
literally. Um, yeah. I'm very excited that Brat could have induced the Indie Sleaze revival because I think Indie Sleaze is my true, like my final,
Your final boss.
like I will reach, yeah, my final boss, but what's the word about like when you reach Nirvana? It's like
Cloud
not
Nine.
Nirvana the band,
Oh no, not Cloud
but
Nine.
like when you reach Nirvana,
Your peak, epiphany. No,
no,
wait.
like
I've
my
I've hit like
final,
the
anyways,
opposite
my
of I've
final
hit rock
state,
bottom.
my final
My
form,
final
my final
form,
form.
yes. Your final form is indie
Yes, my
sleaze.
final form is Indie Sleaze, and so I'm very open to the Indie Sleaze revival. And I have my fishnets in the closet waiting to come out this fall. Just saying.
Yes. No, literally every time I wear fishnets,
And
my
I,
parents are like, I feel like my parents associate fishnets with, I don't know, with things. And so then every time I wear it, they're like, oh my gosh, like, what? And it's like, anyways,
yeah,
moving on.
yeah. But yeah, like, there's just so much to think about. I never am super into fashion, but I'm just very interested in how Brat Brat just has so many impacts
Right. And honestly, okay,
of
I'm
everything.
not a slow YouTube hater, but I think I want to use the death of the clean girl and this transition into brat as a way to let slow YouTube rest for a while. You know, I kind of want jump cuts everywhere, zoom ins everywhere. I want
Mm-hmm.
3 a.m. vlogs. You know, I don't need 6 a.m. morning
Yes.
routines, productive. You know, I need Tana Mojo getting drunk in Turks and Caicos. What am I saying?
Yeah, and I think that if Brat truly does spark the indie sleaze revival, what is indie sleaze? Early 2010s. What's also early 2010s? YouTube's peak. And also to like 2016. Like the whole
Right.
2010s decade. So I think if that comes back, YouTube is going to come back too.
I really hope so. Honestly, I feel like TikTok isn't brat. What are your thoughts on that?
We did just say that anything is Brat.
True, but TikTok
But
isn't brat. TikTok
I
is
kind of think
excluded.
TikTok is Brat because the Apple.
I would even say Snapchat is brat. And I went there. I haven't had Snapchat on my phone
That's
in
true.
over like a year, in over a year. And I still think that Snapchat is kind
Yeah.
of brat.
Snapchat is definitely Brat. Um,
This is sorry, I
I would
keep like
say
judging us every time we say something. Snapchat is so brat.
it is though. Like I think Snapchat is the most Brat
I
app.
can imagine Kirk and Kalina listening to this and texting the group chat and being
And just
like,
rolling his eyes.
"You owe us an apology for this episode." But we have some
Yes.
things to get off our chest, guys,
Yeah.
guys.
Guess. I unfortunately do think that TikTok is Brat because I think the Apple dance really
Oh, I forgot about that.
overtook you in TikTok.
I think
Yeah.
the apple's rotten right to the core.
So yeah, I also would love. I'm excited to see how Brat impacts the graphic design industry as
Yes.
a graphic designer, because obviously that album cover is very like famous and recognizable. And I've already started to transition into the not Brat aesthetic, but the messier aesthetic of graphics, which has been something I've been trying to get into more, but I've been trying to get more messy with it. And I think my graphic design is going from clean girl aesthetic to Brat aesthetic to
Yes.
messy girl aesthetic.
Okay,
So,
so for our senior class t-shirts, so I'm the co-president of my class, not to sound like stuck up, but I was at a
yes.
student council meeting and we were talking about t-shirt designs and having to put in an email to like an administrator saying, "Here's my t-shirt idea. This is what brat is," and sending an article. Oh, it was the most dehumanizing thing ever. But then he responded. He was like, "Thank you for the suggestion, Enzo. Keep the ideas coming. Love this. Very trendy." I was like, "Okay." And then at the meeting, having to explain to one of the guys, he was like, "What is that?" When I showed the t-shirt design, he was like, "I don't know what that is." I'm like, "It's brat." Like, and I didn't know how to explain it. Look, then I explained it, but
Yeah.
I was saying it's so full circle because brat, I feel like the graphics, the aerial, the distorted, pixelated graphic style,
Mm-hmm.
it's very reminiscent of, dare I say, 2000, early 2000 or like late 2000s, like 2007, 2006, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that is that accurate, question mark? I don't know. But that's the year that the class of 2025 was born.
Yeah, yeah, it
So
is.
I was like, this is why this is so full circle. Like we are born in this
Yes.
era, in this time period. So
Oh
it's
my gosh. Literally like graphic design historian.
literally okay, but I did submit a lime green t-shirt that just says senior on it. And it's funny. I really
So
hope
do you
they
think
do
it's gonna
it.
get are they gonna like vote?
Yeah, they're gonna put the ideas and then send it to the entire class and they get to vote.
Okay, good.
So hopefully the
Yeah,
class will push
that's
through.
good. Because I feel like if the teachers or administration or whatever were the ones voting, they still wouldn't understand and they wouldn't vote for it. But I think if the class votes, you'll have way more likelihood of that
Right. Brat
happening.
is just so like honestly, summer 2023 was Barbie summer, the pastel blue, pastel pink. But we are saying, we said hi Barbie last summer. This summer, or this past summer, I guess now, we're saying bye Barbie, hello to Brat, and hello to
Yeah.
staying up late and going to the club, none of which I did this summer.
I have a theory. I think
Okay.
Barbie is the perfect bridge between clean girl and brat girl. What do you think?
Yeah, and it makes sense because Barbie is a doll, Brat is a doll,
Yeah.
so we're just
And
moving
she
doll to
wakes
doll.
up, like in the Barbie movie, she wakes up, she has her clean girl morning routine, but then she goes and parties with the other Barbies at night.
You're so right. You're so right.
Wow. We've reached our
Like
epiphany.
Barbie is still Brat. Barbie is
Yeah.
okay, Barbie's born to be Brat, forced to be clean girl. Write that
Yes.
down and show that to Marie Antoinette and see what she has to say.
I think Marie Antoinette would be slightly more of an upholder of that notion. I think maybe like George Washington perhaps
George
would
Washington.
have a brain aneurysm.
Yes, Benjamin Franklin is quaking.
Oh my gosh, Benjamin Franklin. Sir Isaac Newton.
It's like it's been decided. I think Charlie XCX should be the face of the $20 bill.
I would so
And wait, it's lime green. We
uphold that.
we move on from a pastel dollar bill to a lime green dollar bill.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
what if
And
the
the
Statue
funniest
of
thing is
Liberty
that she's
turns like
British.
lime green?
Oh my
Do you
gosh.
know what I mean? Like the Statue of Liberty
Wow.
is in her pastel green aesthetic, but if she tarnishes just a bit more and with some layers of spray paint, she could be Brat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so true.
Um,
And then in that case, like Charlie XCX would just fully impact the entire society of the US.
correct. This is brain rot, I fear.
But it's
Yes.
so intellectual. Like this is something that historians are going to listen to this podcast and they're going to have such a better understanding of the year of 2024 and its impacts further out.
Correct. You guys may be thinking that we're just brain rotting about Brat, but we're actually being very intellectual and analyzing how just the world is shifting culturally from the clean girl
Yeah.
aesthetic to Brat. And that is a thesis for a PhD right there. So don't come for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we don't have much else to say, right?
I fear we should stop talking right now.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Comment. Oh, wait, I never promoted the telepathy playlist earlier. If you want to check out our telepathy playlist, it's on our Instagram at the telepathy pod. We have a link to the playlist in one of our highlights. You can follow that.
Club
And then
classics featuring Nicki
also,
Minaj.
oh,
Could you imagine, like, in her
wait,
like
she
kind
already
of
has
Barbie
like,
voice, like when I go to the club, I wanna hear those club classics.
oh my gosh, and like I want to dance to me. I want to dance to
I
J-
wanna dance to Nicki.
Wait, I want to dance to Nikki.
I wanna dance
That
to the
has to that
queen.
has
Oh
to
my
happen.
gosh, guys,
Yes,
should we go into
yes,
marketing? That's the next
yes.
question of the day. The camp question is: should you go into marketing?
Name, age, and should you go into marketing?
I think we should. I think we're too parasocial for it
Yeah,
though.
for sure. But yeah, go follow us on Instagram at the telepathy pod. Send us a DM, and maybe we'll give you a shout out like we did today.
We absolutely will.
Comment on our Instagram with your thoughts. We just want to hear your thoughts. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Next Tuesday
Next Tuesday with
for
another
another
episode.
episode.
Next Tuesday.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening. Go out into the world and be Brat. Just kidding. Be yourself because
Yes.
everyone else is taken. Bye.
But yourself is Brat.
But
'cause
yeah,
anything's
but Brat isn't taken because Brat is for all. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, guys.